Three, two, one, go. Hello, everyone.
Mhm.
This is Luca Majno here with Frank Gregory Ford once again. This is Global News Update on TLB TV, courtesy of the Liberty Beacon Project, where we give you complete backstage and up-to-date info as to the developments occurring in our world today. Good evening again, Greg. You still have that same old cough, and that's not just a cough from
Right.
normal anything. And I just got to throw this in. I just got to throw this in real quick for people who like pink skies. Before I forget, they are pink because of the reflection between the fiberglass and the aluminum in the atmosphere, right?
Right.
Right.
CTC. Yeah.
You know,
Chemtrail cough.
oh, what a
That's what
beautiful
I have.
sky, she says one lover to another, you know. Um, I got a good snapshot today that I think you're going to like, Greg. We haven't shared what it's going to be, but I like surprising him because when I share screens, he sees it all. And today, I wanted to, in my turn to speak, I wanted to explore. How can I say this? The variations of what we're going through, the different depths of how bad it gets. You know, we go down a rabbit hole, we keep going down the rabbit hole, we keep going down the rabbit hole. We realize we're not even going far at all. And it's much further, it's much lower down than that. Greg, I just lost your video again. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was me making noise on my microphone. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. No, we just
Okay.
lost.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we just lost your video. So I'm going to start Snapshot if you're with me. We keep getting interference like this, so I hope he can still hear what's going on. I'm going to share screens now.
Go ahead. Snapshot.
And
Okay.
this is probably one of the most important ones medically, and I think Greg is going to love this if we don't lose him entirely. I believe
All right. There you go.
I believe that science should be accepted without question. I'm a doctor. I'm a scientific expert. I decide what science is. You, on the other hand, you're only a parent. If you don't respect my scientific and medical credentials, or you refuse to follow my advice, I think the state should have your children taken from you. I think that's pretty much where the state wants to go. And a more militarized, a more defensive stance that the government's taking. I think they want to do away with the family, don't they, Greg?
Boy, they do. That's the last bastion,
Yeah.
okay, of control, and that guarantees these big companies a massive lifetime dipping into your pocket. All
Yeah.
right, is controlling your family and the health of you. All right, so uh, and they actually mean what they say. This guy means what he says.
Absolutely. This is what's so scary.
Back east, I just read about a woman who's sitting in jail right now because she had two children. They got vaccinated. They got sick. She said no more for the other children, and they said, okay, fine. You're going to sit in jail till you authorize us to vaccinate your children.
Exactly.
And she's in jail right now.
Well, this is for her, Greg. This is for her as we speak. Look at this. When people say they got the flu vaccine, okay, and they got the flu anyway, no, they got poisoned. And the body's reaction to being poisoned is what? To get sick, to remove the poisons because you were injected with poison. And it makes me come back to that last snapshot on our last show where I said that only 97% of people, right, will not listen to you. No matter what you say, they won't. There's nothing to do about them. And this is something that I really need to hammer home. And I don't care if I say this every single show. People have to remember this. If people stop getting cancer, we stop making profits. So we have to make sure that everybody focuses on the cure and not the cause. Because once people are hooked on the cause, they know automatically what's going on, and we lose the game. It's like a game to them. It's exactly what it is. Greg, and this is for you in honor of what you do as a doctor and what you did as a doctor. This is dedicated from me to you. It is simply no longer possible to believe much of the clinical research that is published or to rely on the judgment of trusted physicians or authoritative medical guidelines. I take no pleasure in this conclusion, which I have reached slowly and reluctantly over my 2 decades as an editor of the New England Journal of Medicine, one of the most prominent ones that there are in the world today. She even says it.
Yes, absolutely. She's absolutely correct.
See, and this is what we're living. This is what we're living from day to day in and day out. And the people that see it are the people that are slowly getting that veil taken off their eyes, and they can see properly, because if you don't control your own mind, someone else will. It's a simple.
And I need to say something at this point. How do these people get their information? Most people don't read anymore, so they listen to the news. What do you see in the news? Okay, turn on CNN. Oh, it's this wonderful drug, that wonderful drug. Oh, this is great. Oh, boy. Thank God we had the pharmaceutical companies. That's CNN, okay? I turned on Russia. I've been started watching Russia Today. I recommend it for everyone. Start watching Russia Today, okay? One of the first things I saw was a fellow comes out and says, okay, you want to find out what the pharmaceutical companies are really stressing in their existence and making money and profits? Here's what they're stressing. And they start listing all the issues connected to vaccinations, all right?
Yeah.
Vaccinations. and you can see that. And then they run 2 more commercials, okay? One of them shows my issue that I started for all the burn pit victims in Iraq, okay? The burn pit victims. And there is the one fellow who comes on, they're doing an interview with him, who is actually publishing my book right now. And cool. He is one of the leaders in the burn pit issues. And it shows, okay, this shows all documented people sitting in hospitals, not paid for actors, sitting in hospitals dying, and they're 20-something years old, okay, from so many cancers from going to fight to protect our country.
Yeah.
So many cancers that they don't even have names for the cancers that are infecting their body. So Russia Today, folks, I can't stress it enough. Forget that worthless pile of crap, CNN. If I want to go see pretty girls trying to act intelligent, hey, I can go anywhere, anytime, any day, all right? But you don't see that with Russia Today. You get the undiluted, as far as I can tell, truth. And something I just heard was that Russia Today actually ran down the CIA fabricated hacking program that we are accusing Russia of producing to hack into the election. I just saw that. It was, by the way, that program, the Kaspersky program, folks, was a CIA fabrication. Isn't that great? Do we have a runaway intelligence agency, a rogue agency determined to control this country, to control our minds, or what? All right? I don't care if you're a graduate of the Leave No Imbecile Behind program of George W. Bush. Even you can figure this out, all right? All the Joe Six-Packs that are out there saying, oh, this is all bullshit. Hey, guess what, folks? Your own agency, your own government is the most dangerous thing that you've got to wake up to every day.
Right.
This is it right now.
This is the type of thing that we're doing. This is why our show exists. Let me just get through Snapshot here, Greg, because I got some other stuff that you'll be very interested in seeing as well. I'm going to share screens with you again.
By all means.
Ever wondered what symbols were? This is what I love. This is what really got my attention when I saw the beginning of the Da Vinci Code. In the movie The Da Vinci Code, in the very beginning, they talk about symbols. Get your symbols together. Find out about symbols. Find out what the G inside the compass is. Find out what's on the Oreo cookies or the Nabisco logo or the double X from Exxon. Find out what the, you know, the double double cross is. It's really interesting stuff when you get into it. There's Patty saying, "What should we do to prevent another mass shooting?" Charlie Brown says, "Shoot back."
Mm-hmm.
Being awake isn't cool. It means you have to dumb down 98% of your conversations every day so you don't sound like a lunatic, because you can't be on the same wavelength as anybody else. And this is what I'm living like this more and more every day. It seems like I can't seem to fit in at all. Unacceptable fact, folks. Non-organic blueberries. Look at this. 52 pesticide residues have been found. 24 suspected hormone disruptors. 8 known and probable carcinogens, okay, because that's all it is now. It's all about cancer. It's all about making money. 7 developmental and reproductive toxins. 14 neurotoxins. This is all, it's all, that's what it's all about. It's getting us sick, keeping us sick, and profiting. Conventional strawberry, I'll let you guys have fun trying to pronounce those words, okay, and the ingredients, and look at the organic strawberry. It's very simple to see once you back up and you look at the box from outside of it. Helping one person might not change the whole world, but it could change the world for that one person. Okay? And that's why we always say question everything. Greg, I got this post today about schooling, and it's the same path that I was on about schooling. And then we're going to talk about Susan Lindauer for a second, and I'm done. But here, it's really interesting. A friend of mine on social media is talking about exposing the history of schooling. Like, what was it for? Why was it invented? Nobody questions anything like that. If we did, there'd be a mutiny. Susan Lindauer today, she says, why is the FBI deputy Andrew McCabe and his wife not under indictment for receiving $675,000 in bribes from Hillary Clinton while McCabe was overseeing Hillary's FBI investigation? The FBI is dirty, dirty, dirty. I can hear her say that even. Americans refuse to tolerate two standards in the law, okay? Why isn't Robert Mueller under indictment for conspiracy to assist Hillary Clinton? Why isn't James Comey in the FBI? Like, lock them up. They're all crooks, every one of them. Drain the swamp. And she just goes nonstop. If you've ever heard Susan talk, and Greg, I actually got a little like of hers and a little thank you for having shared that on social media today. And that's it for Snapshot for the day. And I'd like to give you the floor because you got so many important things to tell us that we haven't talked about yet, I'm sure.
Yes. By the way, I'm speaking to Susan Lindauer about once a week, and I'm just finishing her book, Extreme Prejudice. You folks want to find out what happened with the Bush administration, the CIA, and how we got into Iraq, how we had at least 12 to 15,000 American youth dead, murdered, slaughtered, okay, in Iraq.
Yeah.
How we got into the 9/11 disaster, okay? It's coming from the person who would know, okay?
Right. I'm gonna show her book going right across the screen right about now.
Okay. Yes, please do. Okay. Yeah. She was the CIA's expert and bridging agent, okay, with Libya and Iraq. Please read it, folks. I can't tell you how much you need to read that book. All right? Yes, she's an angry person. I'm an angry person, okay? And you will see it, okay? She is angry, and what makes us both angry is the fact that people are basically turned into sheeple, okay? All right? Sheeple. That's a cross between a person and a sheep, all right? You need to read that book. if you don't do anything else for the remainder of your year, order that book. She had to self-publish. No book agency, literature agent would touch it. Okay, she published it herself. Please, please, I'm begging everyone listening, go read that book. All right, and just about the time you finish reading that book, you'll have my book, Akbar America. All right, to read. Okay,
I've got her.
I guarantee you. What's that?
I'm sorry. It's just the delay makes us talk over each other. I'm sorry. I don't want you to think I'm interrupting you, but I have her book on order on Amazon.
Okay.
So. Oh, I got you frozen now. I lost your video. And I might have lost him completely. No, he's coming back. There he is.
There. Okay.
Yeah. We seem to have a bit of interference. But we're doing good.
Imagine that. NSA interfering when I talked about Susan Landauer.
How's everything now? You all right now?
Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm fine. Okay, I can hear you.
Okay, good. And any other subjects?
That's just okay. While my voice is holding up, and we can get around the NSA interference. Okay, for everybody listening. Okay, we're up to 7 witnesses dead that gave statements to multiple shooters in Las Vegas. Okay, in Las Vegas, the 7 prime witnesses that said, yes, there were multiple people running around shooting other people. Okay, yes, they are dead. Okay, what are the odds? And we're not talking, somebody out of Golden Valley retirement home here. Okay, we're talking young, healthy people. All right, everything from unknown, undiagnosed cause of death to, surprise, car crashes. Okay,
right.
People hitting the gate. The last couple that died yesterday hit the gate of their home. But amazingly, they hit their gate of their home in their car so hard that both of them died on impact. What kind of a gate is that? All right. And also, and I think what they're trying to do, the FBI is trying to do, the agency is cover up the fact that there were 30, count them, 30 FBI agents that checked into the Mandalay Hotel the day before the shooting.
Yep.
30 agents, okay, all armed. They have to be armed, folks, okay, at all time. All right, checked into the Mandalay Hotel, okay. As they say in intelligence work, people, and I think everybody should adopt this, there are no coincidences in intelligence work, okay? So, that's the number one issue, number one item, all right? Number 2 item, please watch Russia Today. You will find out that all these chemical attacks, okay, that happened in Syria, those chemical attacks, by the way, people, are American-made nerve agents, all right? Nerve agent gas attacks. And how do I know that? Okay, I could help the investigative body, the international body that's investigating. But how much have you heard about those chemical attacks and the investigation on CNN? I'll answer the question for you. Try 0, okay? Try 0. So, because guess what, folks? Those are the same agents that I reported when I was in Iraq of VX, both VX and sarin. All right? And yes, what did I report? I reported when I did, and I gave a copy of the bills of lading and transfer of the Carlyle Group, in other words, the Bush family company, of those weapons being transferred, okay, from Pondicherry on to the USS Wabash, where they were shipped over to Iraq. All right. No. And you're saying, well, what do those weapons have to do with what's in Syria? They're not. Those weren't in Syria. No, they were moved, transferred when we invaded. Guess what? They transferred a big part of those, all except the 29. All right, that the Scott Ritter and investigating team and the Hans Blix investigating team missed. All right. So there we go. Guess who's providing nerve gas? George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, and then they're the same clowns that turned right around and attacked the World Trade Center and brought the buildings down intentionally to make you people think that, hey, all right, we're being attacked by, 19 CIA contractors. They left off the CIA part, of course. All right.
Yeah.
Guess what, folks? Yeah, this is it. and these sneaky, homicidal, psychopathic parasites, massive parasites, are. Oh, and by the way, does everybody remember who was in charge of security for the World Trade Center?
Oh, let me guess.
Who was in charge of security?
It must have been a Bush.
Absolutely. Marvin Bush. Okay. And you're probably saying, oh gosh, can we talk about something else?
Right.
No, we can't. Because funny, our government isn't learning. Okay. It isn't learning. Do you know how many documents out of the several thousand documents on Kennedy that have been released now? 300. 300. For those of you who can count, okay, there are several thousand documents, probably 40,000 documents on an executive order. They have released 300. Okay. No, there's a special group going down to Dallas next week, and they're going to talk about this exact issue. All right. So hey, now who is running this country? Is it our elected officials? Is it our president? No, it's not. Okay. No, it's really not. All right. No, you've got the kleptocracy, the intelligence agency, the kleptocracy. Okay, that run this country. Oh, the privileged 1%. Gee, gives you something to work for, right? Okay. Forget it, folks. You will never work to get that. Okay. You will never reach that level. Okay. To be one of those kleptocrats. All right. They're born to it. Like the Bush family, they're born to it. Like the Rockefellers, they're born to it. And they're the ones that give orders to the CIA. All right. They give the orders to the CIA. So no matter how hard you work, no matter what you do, okay, you will be either, if you become a threat, you'll be scouted out and you'll die accidentally. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we're facing because of our politicians.
Right.
Right?
Greg, if it wasn't so close to the end of the show, I would have told you or asked you to shut your video off so we could hear you better, because you were really cracking up for a bit. But we are at the end of the show, and I just wanted to say thank you and give you a last closing word before I do.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Let me do it. Okay. The CIA was busted this afternoon. The CIA was busted for fabricating the Russian impersonation hacking system called Kaspersky. It is out. Please go to Russia Today and read about it, how the CIA was setting up Russia and Hillary Clinton was setting up Russia, okay, to make it look like they interfered in our election. All right? There it is. What else is there to say? Okay? In other words, watch this show and find out. The last thing The last thing is NSA whistleblower William Binney, that's William Binney, has come out and said, guess what, folks? You're in trouble, okay? I know I monitored the systems of transmission for this amount of information to go out. There never was any messages leaving to the Russia, okay, Russian intelligence,
Mm-hmm.
on the DNC files, all right? We monitored it. It never happened. It happened internally. In other words, Hillary Clinton contacted James Comey. James Comey contacted the agency and said, let's fabricate this whole thing. All right. It's a plot to get Trump. It's a plot to get Trump. All right.
Do you guys remember that? I know. You know what? It's because of what you're saying is so fresh. I want to remind people of Operation Northwoods, and we have a clip here. I hope, and not a clip, but a picture of high-ranking officials, if they're not generals, with JFK wanting to blow up a plane over Cuba, remote control, no passengers in it, of course, or whatever. It didn't matter. And blame it on Cuba. And they were going to do all kinds of things, you know, bomb different American cities, blame it on Cuba. That was Operation Northwoods. Not only did Kennedy fire, I think it was Lemitzer who suggested that, he also,
yes, it was.
He also went against all of that stuff. And you wonder why he was assassinated. He refused to invade Vietnam. He wanted the troops home for Christmas. You know, he wanted to take down the Fed. There's all kinds of scenarios, and the deeper we get, the uglier it looks. And this is what our job is today, to find out where we fit in a world gone mad. And it's only by the few psychopaths. So if everybody gets up together, it's the end of their game. Thanks, Greg, and we'll talk to you next time. Thank you so much for everything.
Hey, thanks for having me. Best to our listeners.
Thank you for our listeners. I said it tonight.